Welcome to this explainer. Okay, did you know that the average HR professional loses literally almost 40% of their work week just doing manual data entry? Yeah, that is a massive drain on resources. Today we're putting on our expert HR consultant hats to map out a proven enterprise blueprint for eliminating those mind-numbing, repetitive tasks. We're going to look at exactly how to reclaim your precious time using strategic automation frameworks like N8N. Let's dive right into this, because if you're operating in a company with hundreds of employees, you already know that scaling human resources isn't about just working harder, it's about building smarter systems focused entirely on daily efficiency.
Here is our playbook for today. 1. The automation intake checklist. 2. Streamlining new hire onboarding. 3. Normalizing incoming HR requests. 4. The Eisenhower matrix triage. And finally 5. On-premise hosting and security.
Section 1. The Automation Intake Checklist. You know, any successful enterprise automation deployment absolutely does not begin with writing code. No way. It begins with a mandatory operational audit, the intake meeting. Step 1. We sit down and systematically audit your current tool landscape. We really need to understand exactly how the company is functioning right now. Step 2, we isolate your core human resource information system. So think of platforms like Europe's unicorn platform Personio. Step 3, we get in there and check for available functional API connections across that landscape. Sometimes those endpoints are super obvious, and sometimes we have to get a little creative. And finally, step 4, we rigorously map out your internal processes to decide what is actually valuable to automate. Because honestly, identifying those true bottlenecks before touching a single workflow is the absolute secret to scaling.
Section 2. Streamlining new hire onboarding.
The absolute most universally painful process we target first to drive immediate daily efficiency: employee setup. As the core philosophy of our work states, you can always pay your way into a thing. It's very hard to get your time back. Think about it. Manually creating 5 to 10 digital accounts for one person just eats up hours of administrative effort. If you have an HR professional spending their entire morning literally just copying and pasting names and emails across different platforms, you're burning unrecoverable time. Money is renewable, right? But getting those lost hours back, that is completely impossible without automation.
So here's how we fix it. By feeding a new Personio profile into an OpenAI chat model acting as an onboarding agent, the system automatically spins up role-specific access. An engineer is going to need GitHub, whereas an HR rep obviously doesn't. The system gets that, and it intelligently provisions Jira project management accounts, Slack communication channels, Gmail enterprise accounts, and get this, even physical digital electronic door access. Plus, it seamlessly sends out welcome reminders to the team and the new manager. The daily efficiency gained here is just massive. Literally, nobody has to touch a single keyboard to get a new hire fully ready for day one.
Section 3. Normalizing incoming HR requests.
Okay, but what happens once that employee is successfully onboarded? Boom, the HR requests start pouring in from every conceivable channel. You've got employees messaging you on WhatsApp, Gmail, Slack, maybe even sliding into your LinkedIn messages. It's a lot. To handle this kind of chaos at scale, we deploy a universal intake normalizer. Now, the logic here is absolutely critical. We deploy a large language model to read all these chaotic, messy inputs, extract the core intent of the message, and then perfectly map that intent to specific keys within a standardized JSON payload. Then, we tag each process message with a randomized ID combined with the source name. Why? Because this logic totally prevents duplicate database entries. If the system reads the exact same request twice, the database checks that ID and immediately stops it from clogging up your queue. Pretty smart, right?
Section 4. The Eisenhower matrix triage. Now that our request data is beautifully clean and normalized, we need to dynamically route it. We only want truly critical issues interrupting an HR professional's deep work. We do this through a really strict step-by-step logic flow. Because as we know, LLMs can hallucinate wildly if you just ask them to rate priority on a simple 1 to 10 scale. So instead, we force the model into an Eisenhower matrix. Step 1, the AI evaluates the request's urgency. Step 2, it evaluates its importance. It then automatically categorizes the request into one of 4 quadrants. So if someone's laptop hasn't arrived and they literally start today, the AI tags it as urgent and important, meaning do it now, and it instantly pings Slack. But what if it's just a routine sick leave request? It categorizes that as not urgent but important, scheduling it neatly into Notion or Jira for you to review on your own time. It completely filters out the noise.
Section 5. On-premise hosting and security.
Now, try deploying third-party cloud data tools in a highly regulated environment. say a 500-person public hospital, and you are immediately going to run into some severe enterprise constraints. To protect sensitive HR data and stay completely compliant, we bypass the cloud entirely by setting up a Docker environment. The setup logic here is brilliant. Containerization effectively isolates the N8N application from the rest of the host system, basically creating an impenetrable local sandbox. By spinning up this Docker container right on your local network, you build a powerhouse automation tool that guarantees absolute compliance. It ensures sensitive employee data never even touches the public web.
And let's be real, institutions like public hospitals rarely have the massive budgets or the security clearances for flagship AI hardware or those huge cloud API bills. So our playbook adapts seamlessly to that. We deploy standard local Linux servers for embedded processing. On these servers, we utilize small language models, or SLMs, via platforms like Llama. We then build these incredibly robust on-premise vector databases specifically for highly secure retrieval-augmented generation, or RAG tasks. It is absolutely perfect for securely searching through complex, localized HR contracts. Now, these smaller models aren't GPT-4, so to compensate for that, we apply few-shot prompting. By feeding the model just a few strict examples of exactly how to categorize a ticket, we drastically increase its accuracy. It completes the job perfectly while keeping every single byte of data safely locked inside the building.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to remember that enterprise automation is absolutely not about replacing the HR department. Not at all. It's about eliminating that repetitive digital noise. When you no longer have to manually create Jira accounts or sort through random WhatsApp messages for sick days, you actually get your time back. So think about it. If the administrative noise was completely silenced, how would you invest those reclaimed hours? Maybe conflict resolution, better one-on-ones? What about true culture building? Automating the robotic tasks literally allows you to get back to the human conversations that truly define an organization. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this sparks some powerful ideas for your own workflows.